Good evening, and welcome to Student-Directed 2022 Murder, Mystery, and Mayhem. I'm Shannon Reeves, and I've had the privilege of being the producer for this year. Over the past month and a half, the 7 Ivy Theater seniors have directed, designed, and produced 3 shows you'll be seeing tonight. Over the past few weeks, we have had to adapt to COVID and people being out, so we have had our lovely understudies and stand-ins that have been extremely helpful to all of us, so thank you. You truly are the superheroes of Student-Directed this year. These people are Ella Butensky, Heather Cuevas, Sophia DeMarco, Ainsley Duffy, Katie Graziano, Nazneen Hassan, Ryan Jeffers, Sydney Levine, Stephen O'Callahan, Jason Peterson, and Kalia Stewart. Before we begin, just a few reminders. Please keep your masks on and maintain social distancing. Please sit in the seats you purchased to adhere to COVID requirements, and no flash photography. On behalf of the seniors, which include me, Zach, Jordan, Ella, Rhiannon, Jaden, and Lindsay, I would like to thank Ms. Siderman, Dr. Zuar, the custodial staff, Mr. Murphy, Chris Barker, our cast and crews, the running crew, and our families. Thank you, enjoy, and welcome back to Southside Theater.
All right, here is the floor. The floor is what keeps us from falling to the earth.
Oh, good to know.
Now, you got your walls and your ceiling too. I'm in charge of those. Any questions about what they do, come to me. Any questions?
No, I think I've got it figured out.
Good. Now, in the Purgatorium team, we like to do things a certain way. Before you do something, ask yourself this question. Will someone sue me? If the answer to that question is no, then you go ahead and do it. If the answer to that question is yes, you do it very quietly. And then sign your name to it. And then sign this form releasing the store of any responsibility.
Okay.
You got your counters here. This is where we talk to the customers. And then the customers eat their stuff over there, and then they run to the restrooms, which are located on either side of us. Behind the counter is the kitchen area where the magic happens. You're going to start out in the kitchen, and if you can handle it, you just might move up to the counter. The counter, though, requires a whole different skill set, like pressing buttons and talking. And most important, listening, because if you look at the customer, they just might tell you what they want. And then you have to press buttons and talk and listen. It's complicated. A lot of people go to school for a long time for these skills. Perhaps this short instructional video will help you understand the history of the Purgatorium. I'm going to go play some solitaire on my computer and deaden my soul.
The year was 1988. The United States was barely 212 years old. It was a simpler time, a time when families still ate together at dinner, while secretly wishing they were somewhere else. A time without cell phones or the internet, a time of innocence. And a young man named Michael Jackson released an album named Bad, and everyone started to think that he was a little weird. The Cold War was over, and one man, J. Tyler Higginbotham, thought it was a perfect opportunity to start a fast food restaurant.
Hey you! You want some food? You want some food?
His first idea, the Sardinatorium and raw fishery, was a failure.
You want some raw fish? Do ya?
So he decided to copy some other restaurants to sell burgers, but not just any burgers. Burgers that tasted good, but were also really, really cheap to prepare.
Do you want a burger?
So Jay Tyler started the Purgatorium in his garage. His first employee, his mother.
I'm so glad we get to spend this time together, Jay Tyler.
That's Mr. Higginbottom to you, and I don't pay you for chit-chat.
You don't pay me at all.
Yeah, well, if you want to keep that salary, you best get back to work.
He was a kind man, a visionary.
My heart hurts.
This is the second time you've been sick all week, and I'm getting a little tired of these excuses.
I don't feel so good.
My head hurts from your constant whining.
I love you, Jay Tyler.
Oh, that's nice. I love burgers. Now go make some.
After his mother's death, Jay Tyler used the inheritance money to renovate a funeral home, turning it into his very first restaurant. And from there, he continued to expand, opening restaurant after restaurant after restaurant, until he had 4. And then he died. Or so we think. But the body was never found, and to this day, there are rumors that... Never mind.
Oh. Hi. My name's Ashley. Today's my first day.
I quit! I can't do it anymore. I quit, that's it. I'm done. Can I book my last check on Friday?
I think we got a spot for you.
Who was that?
I don't know. Someone used to work here a couple minutes ago. My name's Steve. I'm also known as the Fry Master.
Why?
Because I'm the master of fries.
I guess that makes sense.
And this here is Celia, right-hand man.
I'm a woman.
You're what I say you are. Now, get back to work.
Whatever.
Whatever what?
Whatever, frying master.
That's more like it. Now, what's your name again?
Ashley.
From now on, you're going to be known as Brad, alright, Brad?
My name's Ashley.
First thing you got to understand, Brad, is that this is my domain. I am king here. What I say becomes law, and I say your name becomes Brad. Now, here is your area. Your area is small because you have no importance. Your job is to dump the fries into the grease.
Oh! Hi,
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking I'm too pretty to be working at a fast food restaurant. Sometimes it's hard to be around me because I'm so much more attractive than everyone else. It leads to a lot of jealousy.
yeah,
I try to warn people, but it comes up anyway.
My name's Debbie.
Hi, do you know if
I
there's
have a lot of deep-seated emotional issues, but on the surface I seem normal.
Right.
You'll find out later. You want to be friends?
All right, everyone, stop what you're doing and come here.
No.
I've been informed by my informant in the government that we are going to have a surprise inspection by the health inspectors today.
What? That means we're going to have to switch out all the meat then.
Well, obviously, that's step 1.
Wait, is the meat not good? I had one of the burgers for lunch.
She's new.
Oh, where do we keep the pills?
They're in the bathroom.
Wait, shouldn't I have eaten the burger?
When you hear them say step into the light, stay away from it, okay?
All right, guys, we don't have time to deal with the untimely death of the new girl. After the meat switch, we institute Plan Alpha.
Okay.
Where's he going?
Daddy going home.
All right, Samantha, you had the rats. Steve,
Excuse me?
what?
Have you noticed me?
Yes.
Have you noticed that I'm very attractive?
Oh, right. Ashley, you had the rats.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Debbie, you flush the toddlers out of the tube slides and take the new girl with you.
I thought I was supposed to hide the rats.
I can't be expected to remember everything that I say.
All right, let's go.
Aren't we ready for the health inspectors?
Stick with me, kid, and don't trust anybody. You know, $19 an hour isn't enough for this.
You're making $19 an hour?
It's a crime, isn't it?
I'm making $6.
Didn't you negotiate your contract?
You can do that?
Sure, you never take their first offer. Their first offer to me was nothing except keeping the change that I found on the floor.
Oh, I just kind of thought you took what they offered.
Huh. No. All right, go get me that can of Crisco. We have to grease the slides up so the kids will slide right out.
I quit! What's with her?
She's disgruntled.
All right, listen up. I've become aware that I haven't been exactly fulfilling all of my responsibilities around here, but this isn't time for the blame game. As far as sanitation goes, we've dropped the ball, but I have this instructional video, which will help us learn what to do in a crisis situation. All right, so sit down and watch the nice video.
Why is everything around here a video?
That way they don't have to talk to us. It makes their jobs easier.
Welcome uneducated service workers. You have an exciting new career in the dead-end field of fast food. Look around you. This is where you will be spending the best part of the rest of your life. First, let's talk about the government. The government doesn't like you. That's why they take things from you, like taxes. So instead of actual cash, which could be lost or taxed, we're going to give you these payment coupons, which can be redeemed for prizes at the prize counter. If you get 2,000 of them, you can have a portable CD player. Won't that be fun? And look, only 5 coupons gets you a tiny eraser in the shape of a soccer ball. You can show it to all your friends. Now, as far as other things like health insurance and pensions and the rest of it, those things are for squares. Cool people live on the edge, in the now, with no need to save money. You're healthy right now, right? Sweet. We're in for extreme employment. Purgatorium is not responsible for pre-existing conditions or conditions that exist at some point in the future. Did someone say safety hazard? They better not, or they could be fired or sued. But I think it's time for a visit from a little friend of mine who various marketing studies have shown appeals to people with limited intellect. Here it is, Squirmy the musical tapeworm.
I'm Squirmy, the musical tapeworm, and I've got a story to tell. When I go in your intestine, yes, I live in your intestine, things'll turn out swell. Well, not so swell for you as well for me. See, I'm a parasite. Do you know what a parasite is, kids? A parasite is just like you and me, except they live parasitically. Something you eat for you is now something you eat for the two of you. You know what gets me all wriggling and a giggling?
What, Squirmy?
History.
Wow, me too.
Really? Maybe I should jump in your mouth and live in your stomach.
Tee-hee.
But seriously, kid, did you know that they used to use tapeworm eggs as diet pills?
Yes, I did.
Because in the past, without the benefit of modern medicine, people were pretty stupid.
They sure were.
And the tapeworm would grow in people's stomachs and grow until the people wouldn't get any more food and the tapeworm would get it all.
How large would they grow?
Well, I'm about 5 foot tall.
If you say so.
I do. So imagine me twice as tall, and then twice as tall as that, and then twice as tall again. 40 foot tall!
Wow, that's pretty big.
And then imagine me as a giant snake coiled up around your intestine.
That's kind of cute.
And I'm wriggling in there, and I'm giggling in there, and I'm siphoning off all the nutrients that's supposed to be going into ya.
You're like my little friend, but on the inside.
Except I'm not that little, and I look like an eel. But you know what? I feel a song coming.
Can I sing too?
No! You have a horrible voice.
My mommy said it makes angels cry.
Oh, she's right. So I'm gonna sing a little song about food safety by myself, okay?
Can I be the rhythm section?
No! Here's a little song about food safety. I think it might save your life. Always wash your hands. I hope you learned something, little girl.
Maybe. Is there going to be any standardized testing on it?
No.
Then no.
Well, then you'll probably contract a terrible disease and die early. See you later, kids.
Welcome to the purgatorium. Can I interest you in one of our value meals? You're probably wondering why someone so attractive is working here.
Excuse me?
This is just temporary for me.
Mommy,
What, sweetie?
I want the kids' meal.
You just had dinner. Get we're here to get something from mommy.
I want the kids' meal.
Aren't you cute? What's your name?
My own business.
Do you guys have a side salad?
Does it look like we have a side salad? I could put some of the lettuce we use in the burgers in a bag for you.
I want the kids meal with the merchandising tie-in toy from the latest hit movie.
Those toys are cheap plastic, dear.
I want the merchandising tie-in. I can't have the full movie experience without owning the toy.
You can buy the toys separately for $1.99.
We're not getting the toy.
I want to live with Daddy.
Let mommy order, sweetie.
I want to live with Daddy.
You live with mommy, sweetie.
I hate you, Mommy.
Maybe you can just take one of the toys?
I don't think so.
I'm going to hold my breath till I get what I want.
Let's see. I'll have a number 1 deluxe meal with the Coke. Make sure that's a large size. I'll also have an apple pie. Do you guys still fry those?
Yes.
I'll take one of those as well.
Is she gonna be okay?
Oh yeah, she'll be fine. She'll probably do it till she passes out. Do you guys take credit cards?
Just Visa and MasterCard.
Do you guys take Discover?
No. Are you sure that's healthy?
Sweetie, I never told you this, but you had an older brother. He used to do the same thing when he was your age, and now he's dead. There. Now remember, sweetie, in the battles of will, I will always win. You hear me? I will always win. Now go play. I love mothering.
Tell me to clean up? Nobody tells me to clean up. I ought to clean him up.
Yeah, whatever, Steve.
You don't believe me? You don't think I would do something?
What are you gonna do?
You want to know what I'm going to do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
You want to know?
Are you gonna tell me?
I'm going to do something, that's for sure. And it's not going to require thank you cards when I'm done. And it might involve fry grease. Fry grease being dumped on someone's head, giving them second-degree burns all over their face. And then some more stuff after that, which I haven't thought of yet, but it's going to be pretty nasty and probably not legal.
I can't believe there were 4 kids stuck in there.
Yeah, that happens.
Where does the Crisco go?
Back underneath the counter.
Brad, come here.
What?
Get over here. Now listen, not everybody around here is just willing to go along with Torak and manager. You know what I mean?
Not really.
She thinks she's so great with all of her managing and creating the crew schedule and doing the budget and all that. But there are forces at work, deep within the purgatorium, that are going to bring her down. And on that day, you're going to have to choose sides, Brad. Are you with the forces of darkness, or are you with me?
Today's my first day.
Join me, and we shall rule this restaurant together as fry cook and assistant fry cook.
I thought I was assistant fry cook.
All right, fry cook, assistant to assistant fry cook. Are you with me?
I'm just trying to make some money, but I actually was wondering if...
That's right. Bury your head in the sand. Try to ignore this war. But the war will come to you, Brad. Mark my words, the war will come to you.
You want a soda or anything? You can have one for free. They're here! They're here! Look like you know what you're doing! They're here! Mount something!
No, Scabby.
Friend?
Yes, I am your friend, but you need to go back in the hole.
Oh, scary.
I know. Just for a little bit.
Scabby sad.
It's okay. Back in the hole.
Scabby going home.
Well, this looks like a fine eating establishment.
You know it.
Excuse me. Hi, welcome to the Purgatorium, where we follow all guidelines distributed from the federal government. If you'll notice my hands, they are clean and also lightly scented.
Can I have a deluxe burger, please?
Of course, and you should know that all of our burgers are heated to 180 degrees and use only real beef cow, without mad cow disease, because we keep our cows happy with things like grass and sunshine and water and stuff. And we keep the cows in the back, which is why we don't have to refrigerate the beef, because you order something, we just take a knife and slice it right off the cow, and that's pretty much how you get your food.
Stop it.
Oh, sorry. Would you like something to drink with that?
I'll have an iced tea.
We don't have iced tea.
It says right there you do.
The sign lies.
Okay.
Why you got it on the sign when you don't serve it? What's up with that? What kind of place you running here?
Store in full compliance with federal health guidelines?
How about a Diet Pepsi?
Man, Diet Pepsi is for suckers.
Fine.
I mean, word.
Okay, enough of this charade. I shall now appear before you as I truly am. My name is Inspector Jenkins with the Department of Health and Human Services.
What? Human Services?
And this is my intern.
Straight up!
And I'm here to inspect this restaurant.
We're here to kick a Department of Health and Human Services style. What? Yeah.
You can all come out now.
I quit. Y'all can take this job and shove it. I spent 5 years of my life here, and what do I have to show for it? Nothing? Nothing. I hate you all.
Intern, make a note of that.
Noted.
Now, we're going to take a quick tour of this facility, and for every violation you discover, you will receive a demerit.
Demerit!
Okay, could you stop doing that?
What?
Being like that.
Man, this is who I be. The man can't change me.
Fine, but so you know, you work for the government, so now you are officially part of the man.
Whoa, you just blew my mind with that.
If you receive 10 demerits, your store will be closed down and you'll all be fired. All right?
Got it.
Now, where is your manager? Do you have a manager?
I'm the manager.
What?
In the event the manager is unable to fill his or her duties, the counter girl with the most experience will fill in as manager. It's in our bylaws.
What bylaws?
Manager not present. 1 demerit.
1 demerit!
Now let's have a look at your kitchen, shall we?
The kitchen is spotless.
It's hot in here.
Everything looks in order.
Thank you.
Oh, what is that on the floor? Is that a fry?
These are not the fries you're looking for.
Fry on the floor. 2 demerits.
2 demerits!
Flies. 2 more demerits.
Demerit!
No, hairnets. 2 demerits.
Demerit! And what?
Perhaps a little conversation with Mr. Washington might help change your mind.
What?
And perhaps he could bring along his friends, Mr. Roosevelt and Mr. Washington. Again.
Are you trying to bribe me?
If I was, would it work?
Bribery. Demerit.
Demerit!
Now let's look at your meat freezer.
What's cooler than being cool? Meat freezer!
Nice going, Steve.
Shut up.
Manager Jed and freezer. Demerit.
Whoa.
What? I thought we were all fainting now.
This woman was killed in the last hour, and all of you are suspects.
Dun, dun, dun. Well, I didn't do it.
What we're looking for is someone who not only had a motive, but also had the opportunity to kill the manager. Torok. What?
How did she die anyway?
I'm asking the questions here.
But how do we know she was murdered? Maybe she had a heart attack or something.
Maybe she ate some of the food. The food here, really good.
I examined the body, miss, and I discovered several things. 1, that this was not an accident. 2, that she was dead. 3, that she was murdered. And 4, that one of you did it.
Oh, that helps.
But I already know who the murderer is.
Dun, dun, dun. What?
But I plan on keeping you all in suspense for a little while, because by the time I'm done, the murderer will have confessed, and we won't have to go through all the boring business of a trial.
I did it. It was me. Just kidding.
Now, as a part of our health department training program, I'll allow my intern to handle the first part of the investigation.
I don't know what to do.
Well, just look like you know everything.
Y'all are going down and no one is going nowhere.
Oh my gosh, the bridge has been washed out. We're separated from the mainland.
Wow, that storm came up quick.
I didn't even know we were on an island.
Nice work, intern. Nice work.
First up, you.
talk to me like that. I'm a person. I didn't do anything. I'm out of here.
Boy, he's a good swimmer.
Oh, whoops. Nope. Shark.
Well, she didn't do it.
How do you know that? Maybe she killed her because she was angry with the manager.
She seemed normal to me.
Oh, wait, she's coming back. Oh, wait, no, sharks again. Oh, wow.
So now we gets to you, the counter babe.
Thank you.
So where were you on the night of tonight?
Right here.
Right here! You hear that? Right here, I'll snap!
But I didn't do it. First of all, I'm very attractive. Everyone knows that killers are ugly people with self-esteem issues based on oily skin and bad acne. They're also frequently fat. I work out 3 times a day, okay? And I watch my fat intake very carefully, so I'm guaranteed a fine life, married to an older man with a 6-figure salary. And I already picked out the color of my Homer, which is banana yellow.
Oh, you got it going on. Oh, you got it all planned out. But ain't it true, though, that you is a vegetarian? And in addition to being a vegetarian, you do not eat meat?
Vegetarian? Isn't that some kind of commie thing?
Yeah, real Americans can't even spell vegetarian.
I can't believe I've been working next to a vegetarian.
I thought you were my friend.
Fine, I'm a vegetarian. I'll come clean. What's so wrong with that?
Nothing. If you're a commie.
I rest my case. She be the killer. I will now recreate the scene in a flashback.
Ooh, I love recreations.
So here's how it all went down.
Isn't she dead?
It's a recreation.
This looks like a fine day to spread my message of peace and love and kindness to animals.
What's wrong with her? That's commie talk.
Quiet, Steve.
That's Fry Master to you.
Greetings, employee. I enjoy hip-hop music.
I hug trees.
Have you listened to Tupac's newest album? It kicks.
Tupac died like 10 years ago.
That's just what they want you to believe.
I disagree with your musical preference. Therefore, I must kill you. Hiya! Now I'm gonna go eat a veggie burger.
Case closed.
Veggie burgers? You eat veggie burgers. Do you know what they put in those?
Veggies?
Yeah, veggies and no cows.
You know Kung Fu?
That was actually a yoga move, but I didn't do it.
Nice try, intern. But I'm afraid that this commie is only guilty of bad taste, not murder.
Dang!
Because the real murderer is Celia. Did I say Celia? I meant Steve.
She dead.
She's a zombie! Kill her!
No, wait, I just fainted.
I don't believe you. We have to cut off her head. She's here to eat our brains.
Brains?
Don't stab me!
All right, quiet. That's enough. This is my show. Got it, everyone? I was just about to make a wild accusation with no proof whatsoever, and then I'll get to the freaky guy.
Scabby love brains.
Quiet, you. You see, Steve, or should I call you by your real name? Steven.
Oh my gosh, you're Steven?
I haven't gone by that name since before you were born.
I thought he was just a myth.
Oh, he's very much real. Or was real.
Anyway, I've been on to you since the moment I walked in the door.
You dare to challenge the Fry Master?
You wanted to be manager, didn't you, Steven? You wanted to be manager so bad, you'd kill for it.
You think you're pretty smart, don't you? Come in here with all of your badges and your interns.
Straight up!
But there's one thing you didn't count on.
And what's that?
My defense attorney.
Dang.
Who are you?
I don't have to answer that question.
How did you make it to the island?
Objection, not germane to the case.
Man, that's some kind of vocab word. Jermaine.
Wasn't that one of the Jackson 5?
All right, look.
Leading the witness.
I can't even speak.
If you do not stop badgering my client, I will be forced to countersue you into the fires of heck. It's a kid-friendly place.
All right, look. Where were you when Torok was murdered?
That depends on what when means.
You know what? Fine. You're innocent. That brings us to the new girl that nobody likes.
Hey!
But it was you, wasn't it, Steven?
My client does not have to answer that.
Fine.
You gotta admit, she got game.
Once again, our criminal justice system works perfectly to weed out the people who do not have enough money to hire good lawyers.
Well, that leaves us with 3 suspects. The universally hated Ashley.
What?
Sorry, kid, it's true.
The other girl over there with the deep, dark, horrible secrets that nobody knows about. Or the weird hunchback in the corner.
Scabby?
Who leaves Scabby alone?
Scabby, ugly.
Finally, someone said it. It was about time.
No, Scabby, you just don't have very good skin tone.
Scabby, love you.
That's nice, Scabby. Quiet, we're friends.
Friends?
That's right, friends.
Friends eat brains?
No, Scabby, quiet.
Scabby going home.
Not so fast, Gabby.
Man, I think I got this.
What?
Man, I know what's going on. Dang, it's so obvious. This dude is this chick's daddy, and this dude robs graves and takes the brains out of them and mashes them into burgers, which is why they taste so dang good. And check this, the manager finds out. He tries to act Scabby, but instead the chick kills him, and now they took his brain and made it into burgers. It's so simple.
Wow, that's messed up.
You're sick, you know that?
And I used to like you.
That's not what happened? Dang.
So, Scabby, if that is your real name, why don't you tell us where you were when Tora was murdered?
Scabby's scared.
It's okay, Scabby. I'm your friend.
No.
Tell me, Scabby.
Fire bad. Ah! Leave Scabby alone.
Tell me.
That's enough. Leave him alone. Can't you see that within that twisted and hunchbacked exterior lies an equally twisted and hunchbacked heart? And can't you see that within that horribly twisted heart lies a soul? And in that soul is the man I love?
Oh, Debbie, you've got to pick better boyfriends. If you're not judging someone based on their appearance, what have you got to go on?
I don't care that he smells bad. I don't care that he doesn't even know my name. Look at him. I mean, look at him. He's really ugly.
Man, you bugging.
I am bugging. I'm bugging for this man, and no one can stop me.
Debbie?
What, Scabby?
Scabby not attracted to you. Scabby want to be friends.
Oh, Diz.
What?
Sorry.
No!
If you'd like to sue for emotional distress, here's my card. Seriously, you can clean that guy out in court. Juries hate ugly people.
Well, in case there aren't any other random surprises, that leaves...
But I knew.
That's some storm out there.
Oh wait, do I have the right place?
Wanted, lovable cartoonish character to be a mascot for a low-end fast food restaurant. Previous experience, a plus. Is this the purgatorium?
We're a little busy, lady.
Name's Birdie. You might have seen me on TV, although I've been getting less and less airtime since that evil clown took over.
We're busy.
Did I tell you I can fly? I mean, not well. I kind of wobble a bit, but... Sheesh, some place you got here. I used to be a star, you know. I used to be featured in all the Happy Meals, man, back in the day. And then they got this thing that no one wanted to see a flying chicken anymore. And I mean, like, they got that stupid clown with his face paint and big shoes, and he's the big shot, you know. And that big purple guy, is he supposed to be a shake? I don't know. And let me tell you, you want drama.
We don't want no drama.
You go behind the scenes over there. The Fry guys are stabbing each other in the back. The Hamburger's on probation. And that big, purple, fat thing, all he does is sit in a corner snorting sugar. It's a mess. I'm so glad I'm out of there.
Okay, that's enough, Birdie. Time to go home.
Who are you?
I'm the fairy of copyright infringement, and you're not allowed to appear in this play.
No way, she's public domain.
I'm afraid not. Birdie is a registered trademark of my client, whom I can't even name, but whom I refer to as the Arches.
We all know who that is.
Don't make me wave my wand of punitive lawsuits.
Oh, she's serious.
Come along, Birdie.
I'm not your slave.
Oh, but we own you, Birdie. We own you.
I'm not going back.
Aw. Tough. Get in the van.
No, please help me.
Not my problem.
Whatever you do,
Man,
don't
that's
embarrass
right.
me.
Suddenly, I'm hungry.
Well, I guess that's that. I just don't know who the murderer is. You know, there's one thing that's been bothering me just a little bit. It's probably nothing, but
What's that?
I mean, it probably doesn't mean anything, but Ashley, why'd you kill her?
I didn't.
I'm sure you're right. Oh, and just one more thing, and this has been troubling me just a little bit. Why'd you kill her, Ashley?
I didn't.
You're probably right. Or not.
Oh, snap.
Shut it.
I know you did.
Seriously? Shut it.
Why you up at my grill? Don't you know I'll be the intern? Whoa, yeah. Health and Human Services, yo.
You better step back.
Oh, now you on street. Don't you know I come from the suburbs? Don't you know how crazy we get up there with our large houses and SUVs and good school districts?
All right, look. Just calm down.
Hey kids, it's me, Squirmy, the musical tapeworm. I saw this little ad in the newspaper. It says you need a brand new mascot. Oh yeah, and who can be better than a cute tapeworm? Who can love each and every tot? And that way, kids can supersize everything, but the only thing they'll really be supersizing is the friendly parasite living in their stomach.
That thing's gross.
You know what's really gross? You on the inside. I've been there.
Ew.
I laid eggs. Don't throw up. You'll hurt my babies. You know what? This calls for a song. The birthing song. It goes like this.
Okay, that's enough.
What?
I don't want to hear your song. You're disgusting.
Oh, why does everyone hate me? You and Torok both.
You knew Turok.
Well, I did. But then I killed her.
You're the murderer.
Yes. But I like to think of it as more of a Zen thing. You see, there is no life without death. We survive on the death of other creatures, like this restaurant.
That's some kind of commie talk.
Yes, it is.
All right, Worm. You're under arrest for the murder of Turok.
Just 1 minute.
He admitted it.
But he also happens to be a gigantic invertebrate worm, and our laws only apply to humans. Therefore, you can't charge a gigantic worm with murder.
So, I'm immune to the law,
Yes, you are.
and I can kill anyone I want.
You sure can.
Hey, that was my lawyer.
At least now you don't have to pay.
Good point.
Well, that's 2 dead bodies. 1 more demerit.
Demerit!
Which makes 10, so I'm going to have to close down this restaurant. You're all fired.
So I can kill anyone I want.
Well,
Even
wait a
the
minute.
health inspector?
Sure.
Can I be the brand new mascot?
Absolutely.
You know what? Forget about the demerits. We're gonna leave. Come on, intern.
I have a name, you know.
All right. Let's go, Lil Pete.
Straight up!
Squirmy saved the restaurant.
Who says the gigantic parasitic worm is a problem?
I do.
You know what I want to do, kids? Sing. There's a place for me, a time and place for me, in your intestines and 2 kidneys, deep in there, somewhere, somewhere, somewhere. Wow, I'm hungry. Who wants to go get some food?
Hey, Squirmy?
What?
Do you have a girlfriend?
No, I reproduce asexually.
Oh.
Besides, I don't really find you attractive. Could we just be friends?
Sure.
Let's all just be friends. There's a place for
A time and place for us somewhere. Yeah, Squirmy.
When do you think the power's gonna come back on?
I know, right? No lights, no internet, no snap, no gram.
We're not supposed to have our phones out. We're still at school.
I don't think all the rules of after-school detention apply in the dark.
Where is Mr. Sullivan anyway? He said he'd BRB.
That's what they always say in the horror movies, right before the axe murderer gets them.
Don't even joke about horror movies at a time like this.
Especially since our school is haunted.
Those rumors aren't true. Are they?
What was that?
Thunder, I hope.
Hey, look what I found. Who wants to hear a ghost story?
Terror? A modern twist on Edgar Allan Poe's classic stories? I'd rather sit here and stay savage. Yawn. Those stories aren't scary. Let me guess. He has a hook for a hand? Terrifying.
Let's read some stories out of this book. What else are we going to do?
Edgar Allan Poe, Mr. Sullivan is always talking about his stories. Says if you read them, they're so scary you could, die.
The original stories are boring, but modern ones set in our time, maybe Pennywise or Annabelle make an appearance.
Story's so scary you have to change your underwear. Just kidding. Part 1, A Telltale American Girl Heart.
Hi there, little cowpoke. I'm Daisy. Nice to meet you, Daisy. I'm sleepy.
Time for your naps, you two.
We're not taking a nap, Miss Pam.
Oh, yes, you are, Daisy.
Ow! Daisy!
Did Daisy bite you again? No, I learned my lesson the last time.
Bad Daisy.
Daisy's just grumpy because she's tired. Sleepy time, you two. Have you seen Mikey? He's the only kindergartner unaccounted for.
Okay, Miss Sarah.
Daisy! Stupid dog! Stop looking at me! Her eyes are so creepy! That's it! What are you talking about?
Miss Pam! Miss Tara! What's going on? Give Daisy back to Lisa right now.
What are you talking about?
Daisy's missing? Oh no! Daisy's missing! Tara, this is serious. He took her because he doesn't like her. He's not the only one. Tara! Sorry, Pam. Where's Daisy?
I don't know, Miss Tara.
I heard a scream.
I didn't hear anything, Miss Pam.
Son, can't you see Lisa's upset?
Go ahead, search the room.
Who screamed then?
I did. When Daisy bit me!
That's not funny.
Yeah, she's gonna get you.
Whatevs.
You're right. Well, I don't see Daisy. You're right. Maybe he's telling the truth.
I'm sorry I accused you, Mikey.
I'm sure Daisy will wander on back sooner or later.
Wander on back?
Sure. Daisy likes to roam the school.
During nap time, mostly.
She likes to visit your classroom the most, though.
My classroom?
To watch you while you sleep. That was a good one, Miss Pam.
Do you not hear that? I can't take it anymore! Here! It's the beating of her hideous heart!
Daisy, was it dark in there?
Not as dark as his room at night.
I'm sorry, Daisy! Don't bite me!
I think he learned his lesson, Lisa. He won't be bothering Daisy anymore.
Good. But Daisy will need a new person to torment, though. Just kidding. Or am I?
Okay, I'm officially terrified.
Whatever. Since we have nothing else to do, I'll find a scary one. Oh. This one takes place at a high school dance. Little does the popular kid know, he's insulted the geek one too many times. It's called the Cask of Fake Bravado.
Lucky, you're sweating. You must be thirsty.
Yeah, give me something to drink, Monty.
I got an ice cold Dr. Pepper in my gym locker. In the basement.
Let's go! It's so damp down here.
We can turn back, friends, before it's too late.
I'm not afraid. And Dr. Pepper will cure my cough.
Okay, as long as you're sure. I know how much you love your DP.
Where is everyone?
Upstairs at the dance, of course. We're all alone.
How much farther, kid?
Here we are, Lucky.
What's that written on your locker? You made a really deep cut and now we got bad blood? That's stupid.
Taylor slipped. Band-aids don't fix bullet holes.
You're weird. Where's that Dr. Pepper?
In there. In the back.
Today's my lucky day.
You got that right, friend.
Hey, there's no DP in here. What are you doing?
1,000 insults during middle school. Now look at what you've done.
Let me out!
Did you think I would get all 1,000 of them?
It smells like your dirty socks in here.
No more dancing for you tonight. I'll let you go after the last song.
Please, I promise I'll be nicer. And stop singing that stupid song. It's gonna be stuck in my head.
Sounds like our school. They say anytime someone drinks a Dr. Pepper, you can hear the sound of bells. Did you hear that?
They can't all be scary.
Here's one of our 4 friends serving detention. In the dark.
Detention, right? What's the worst that can happen?
The next one is called the Lit Compendium.
What is going on? Hello? Is someone there? Hello?
I can't see anything.
Is that you, Jenny and Angela?
And Edgar.
I'm so glad I'm not alone.
Where are we? It smells like the library. How'd we get here?
I know, I dozed off in class and just woke up here.
Me too. What is this, some kind of twisted lunch detention?
The doors are locked. We're trapped. All these books are creeping me out.
Hello? Hello?
There's a giant hole or something right there.
Like a bottomless pit? In the middle of the library?
We've got one sick librarian.
Hey, I found the computers. Maybe we can send an email out for help.
I'm tangled up in a mouse cord.
Me too. I can't move.
Do you hear that?
It sounds like something's getting closer and closer.
The books! They're attacking us! Somebody please help!
Ouch, I just got a paper cut.
Me too! The bookshelves, they're getting closer!
It's like that one scene from Star Wars in the garbage dump.
We're gonna be crushed by books.
I don't even like to read.
Me neither.
Wait, when was the last time that you guys checked out a library book?
The first week of school.
Me too, and I haven't touched it since.
My library book has to be 4 months overdue.
So we've all got...
Extremely overdue library books.
And this
is our punishment?
We're sorry, Mr. Brash!
Yeah, we'll return our books.
Just let us go!
And we'll never turn a book in late again.
The lights, they're starting to turn on.
The bookshelves, they stopped moving.
It was Mr. Brash all along pushing them toward us.
And that pit we almost fell in was just a giant trash can.
That was terrifying.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get my overdue library book right now.
Me too.
And turn them in on time, every time.
A scary librarian? That wasn't scary. Here, I've got a poem that'll scare the ink right out of your due date.
Not poetry, just when they were getting scary, too.
This is any poem. Huh, that's weird. Takes place at this very school. It's Fredericksburg. Must be a coincidence. This one is called Sent by Ratchet Raven 13. It all started one dark and stormy night.
These
these endless papers to grade, I fear I've overstayed, and now it is late, and I've missed my date. What is this message on my iPhone 8? Perhaps Mr. Moore, still hoping for our date. 'Tis not Mr. Moore, but a sender by the name Ratchet Raven 13, writing only a single word on my iPhone screen. Nevermore. I am perplexed, so I shall ignore this text. This is Mr. Moore, making my heart roar. Once again, only a single word, nevermore. This Ratchet Raven is making me very sore. Mr. Moore, forget me not, 'cause you are so hot. Mr. Moore, yippee, I love your goatee. Nevermore, again, leave my phone alone.
Yawn, Mr. Sullivan in his poems.
Poor Miss Frederick. But she never got the date with Mr. Moore.
Nevermore.
I've got a terrifying one for you about an old portable classroom that used to be in the recess yard.
There used to be a classroom out there? What happened to it?
This one is the fall of the classroom of Mrs. Usher. It all started on a day just like this one, in a haunted classroom with a crazy substitute teacher.
Why did this crazy substitute call us in here?
She said she needed help with something. Didn't she used to be famous?
Yeah, she should do a magic act in Vegas with a hamster, so they could read each other's minds or something.
Her portable classroom is creepy.
She's creepy.
Woe is me, woe is us, right, little Hammy?
And apparently unwell.
We are the last of the greats, but now here we are, trapped in this hideous portable classroom. So cute, my little hamster.
Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, you're looking a little...
Insane.
As you can see, this portable classroom is a wreck, and I'm not feeling well. Neither is Hammy. I fear his days are limited. So, chop chop, clean clean.
Watermelon sugar. Watermelon sugar.
You're an ugly little thing.
Watermelon
Hey,
sugar.
Alan.
Yeah?
I think Hammy is...
Dead!
Get busy, you two.
Wait, look out for Hammy!
Whoops.
What are we going to do?
I thought I heard a scream. No, Hammy, my beloved!
I'm sorry to tell you this, Mrs. Usher. Hammy was dead before Nina sucked him up with the vacuum.
So we buried him at sea.
What'll I do without him?
Reading always makes me feel better.
Yeah, how about a nice book?
Sure, why not?
Night of the Living Dead. Gerbil.
You can't read that!
I love a good love story.
Yeah, it's about gerbils. Hammy was a hamster.
It was a dark and stormy night, full of thunder and lightning. Was that an earthquake?
So romantic.
The gerbil climbed free of his grave.
The gerbil scurried inside the classroom.
You did bury little Hammy, right?
Yeah, we buried the whole vacuum.
How does the story end?
Mrs. Usher, no!
The living dead gerbil entered the room and
what?
I don't know. The last page of the book is ripped out.
Good, okay, I think we're safe.
What's...
The ground is shaking!
Wait, let's get out of here!
Look, her portable classroom is split in two!
And I'm taking it to the outdoor classroom pod! I think I left my library book in there!
Mr. Brash is going to kill you, but if we don't leave now, we're going to die! Run!
Set in schools. We're trapped in one.
Yeah, this room keeps getting scarier and scarier.
Maybe Poe's trying to tell us something from beyond the grave.
Derek!
Fine, but there's one story left and you haven't read one yet. Hey, it's harmless. About a little gray cat.
Right, a little gray cat that haunts a girl from beyond the grave. Totally harmless.
You hear about that new girl's cat that got run over in front of the school by a golf cart? Yeah, they don't know who was driving. So sad. Yeah, but she was crying over for like 10 minutes. It was just a cat. Let's help her out by keeping her cat's memory alive. She's gonna have her own Twitter account. I don't think that's a good. I'm cured. It's a miracle. I can't wait to see my wonderful owner. Hey, Jamie. Do you see that? What? That's a gray cat. The one I ran over was black. What'd you say? I can't wait to eat some Frisky's Fancy Feast and go boom boom in my kitty litter. Did you just say the cat you ran over was black? I was kidding, Jill. Oh my gee. Help me write something about our precious cat getting beat up by some dogs or something. Every time you tweet, that cat is getting closer because I think it's here for revenge. Oh no, I hope I don't get run over again. You're a horrible person. What, so now you're on the new girl side? Get out of here. I'm on the cat side. Well, you know I've always been a dog person. I'm telling the sheriff. No, you're not, cat lover. What, you gonna run me over too? No, I'm just gonna lock you up in this box. No, help! What should that no-good cat tweet about next? Meow, meow, meow. I'm hungry for some chicken chow chow. I'm telling the sheriff! Good luck. They'll never find you. What was that? Where you at, cat? Stop meowing! Stop it! I know that's you, Jill. Oh my God, who? What should our little cat tweet about next? How about, I ate a girl? Is it over yet?
You were the one reading it. Mr. Sullivan's right. Edgar Allan Poe is terrifying.
You wimps! They're just a bunch of dumb stories! What was that?
Hello, Mr. Sullivan? Don't be dumb, dude. It's just one of Sullivan's childhood stuffed animals.
Wimps. I'm not scared by some dumb, dead writer. Hey, we have service again.
What is it, Derek?
The sex is from an unknown number.
What's it say?
Nevermore.
You guys hear that? It sounds like scurrying hamster feet. Is that the sound of my heartbeat or yours? Am I hearing the bells of that kid trapped in a locker? I knew this school was haunted. If you have service, why is it still so dark in here?
Not as dark as your rooms at night.
Sounds like they like my new book, right, Annabelle? Maybe now they'll pay attention in class. Until next school year.
That hurt. You'll pay for that when I visit you in your sleep.
Wait, how are you talking? You don't have any batteries. Ah!
You, in the front row, with the glasses. Wanna play with me?
All rise.
Welcome, everyone, to the fall semester of Hamilton High Court. My name is Josie Miller, and as a senior here and president of the Criminal Justice Club, I am honored to be your judge today. All decisions in this court are final, and you, the jury of everyone who has a free period right now, will be responsible for rendering a unanimous verdict based on the facts presented. Our bailiff today is PK, Hamilton High's second-year senior and quarterback. Thank you so much for your help today, PK.
Thank you, Judge Josie. It is an honor to be here in your presence. Being among the rule of the law makes me so pumped. Go team!
Okay, PK. No. Bring it on down. You're at an 11. We're gonna need you at a 6 tops. Let's get started.
Hi, everyone. This is Harry Haddish with the Hamilton High Herald's live coverage of student court today. Stay tuned for some exclusive after-verdict interviews with Hamilton High's very own Anderson Cooper. Yours truly.
Our first case today is case number 2201, the case of the headless mascot. Go Hawks!
Zach, you are here today because you claim that the defendant, Bree, has stolen the head to your hawk mascot costume. Please state your case.
Yes, Your Honor, will do. On homecoming weekend, after helping to rouse the crowd and our Hawks to victory, I placed the mascot costume in my car and headed out to the dance with my date, Charla. When Charla and I headed back to the car, I noticed my trunk had been broken into and the mascot head was gone. It's been really hard. If I'm the Hawk mascot, how can I perform without my head?
Pull it together, Zach. There's no crying in my court. So, what did you do next?
I went to the school's security office, but they could not give me any answers, so I did my own sleuthing.
And what evidence or witnesses do you have for the case?
There was a crystal stone in my trunk which must have fallen off the thief's outfit. Pretty fancy thief. Which brings me to my witness, Dot, from Wetlands Dry Cleaners.
Good morning, Your Honor. I work for a dry cleaner in the next county over, and I dry cleaned Bree's dress the Monday after homecoming weekend.
Can you describe the dress?
Yes, I can.
Dot, please describe the dress.
Oh. Yes, she wore a mid-length beaded dress with lots of shimmy. Her dress definitely wasn't my taste, but then again, not everyone can have calves like me.
Good to know. Was Bree a regular client of your establishment?
She was a new client. I remember her because she made quite the impression.
How so?
First, she asked me if we repaired crowns, showing me a crown with a missing stone. Second, her dress had some sort of strange feather stuck to it.
What type of feathers?
Ouch! This type of feather.
Thank you, Dot. You may sit down. Bree, now tell me your side of the story.
Your Honor, this is a travesty of the school justice system. I did not, could not, and would not steal the school mascot head.
Is that your whole defense?
Well, yeah. Why would he need to do such a thing? I'm the homecoming queen.
Do you have any witnesses to tell me you didn't do this?
Good morning, Judge. My name is Raven, part of the homecoming court.
That is quite enough, Raven. There's no waving in my court. I am the audience you want to focus on. Now, were you with Bree the night of homecoming?
I was at the game, of course, when they crowned her queen. I'm not so sure the count wasn't rigged, but that's a different case.
I'm sorry, what?
Huh?
Okay, so what about after the game? At the dance, were you with Bree?
I arrived with Bree, but did not see her again after the first dance. But I must tell you, Bree did not, would not, and could not steal the mascot head. I mean, why would she need to do such a thing? Or did she? She was complaining that the mascot was getting more applause than her. Did I just say that out loud?
Raven, is there something you have to say?
What?
I'm afraid you weren't much help to the defendant's case. Bree, why would you take your gown and crown 30 miles away to a cleaner's in the next county?
I had a coupon.
I think we could send this to the jury.
Wait! Okay, slow down. There's no running in my court. Save it for PE.
Judge, I have another witness and more evidence to share.
Please state your name.
Charlotte Chase. I follow Bree on social media and noticed this photo she posted last night. In this photo, Bree is taking a selfie in her room. It's really cute. I'm loving the comforter. In the back of the photo, you can see the Hamilton High Hawk mascot head. She must not have realized it made the shot.
Bree, do you have something to say?
What is up with my hair in that photo? Not my best selfie.
Jurors, it is now time to decide.
Is this the swimsuit portion of the competition?
This is the portion where we find out if you're going to be in trouble or not.
Okay, it seems pretty obvious that she did this. Should we sentence her to 5 months hard labor?
Well, Mindy, don't you think that seems a little intense?
No, kids these days don't understand the value of hard work.
How about something a little more realistic, like taking her crown away? I mean, I've always thought that the Hamilton Hawk mascot was kind of annoying. So I understand why she did it, but I do still think that she was wrong to do it.
Instead of taking her crown away, why don't we make her spend more time with Zach in the Hamilton Hawk, so she sees him as a person with feelings and not just feathers?
Spare the rod, spoil the child.
Your Honor, we find the defendant Bree guilty of stealing the mascot head. She is to return the head immediately, and she is required to assist the school mascot at all appearances in the remainder of the school year.
Do I need to wear my crown?
Thank you, jurors. Case dismissed.
Zach, how happy are you with the game, Julie?
Harry, I am so happy that the Hamilton Hawk is back in action.
Bree, what happened there today?
Well, it sounds like I might have won the case.
How so?
Well, the judge wants me to do more appearances along with the Hamilton Hawks, so it's a win-win for everyone.
Okay, it looks like our homecoming queen is also the queen of denial. Let's head back to our next case. This is Harry Haddish, the Hamilton High Herald's live coverage of student court.
Our second case today is case number 2202. Nobody likes the teacher's pet. No, stop it, really. You're making us all look bad.
Looks like this kid's guilty. What's with the crime name? A little long, no?
It's long because, frankly, Your Honor, we're exhausted and enraged.
Not to mention annoyed.
Very annoyed.
Extremely annoyed.
Yeah, what they said.
Randall, anything to add?
Objection!
What are you objecting?
Sorry, this is my first time in courtroom, but I guess I'd say objection to asking Randall if he has anything to add, because he's the one that got us in this mess in the first place. He's the bad guy.
Objection, I am not a bad guy.
Objection, yes he is.
Objection, no I am not.
Objection!
Flag on the play! You heard Coach Josie. I mean Judge Josie. Order in the court.
Okay, PK. This is not a football field. I just had to get everyone to stop objecting somehow. Now, will one of you two tell me what the heck is going on here?
Your Honor, I have no idea why I'm here. I'm the perfect student, the perfect son, the perfect older brother, the perfect scout, the perfect part-time employee at CVS, the perfect...
All right, we get it.
Your Honor, this is exactly why we brought Randall to court today. He's a teacher's pet and turns all of his work in early and makes us look bad.
Objection! He's making me, the defendant, look bad, Your Honor.
Objection, no I'm not.
Boys, you can just talk. You don't need to say objection before everything.
Judge, can we sidebar?
I guess.
This is not fair. I turn all my assignments in on time or early, and I genuinely enjoy helping my teachers after school, or if they need me to run errands for them, or if they need me to watch their kids. It's not my fault I'm rewarded for such acts. Maybe if my peers stepped it up a bit, we wouldn't be here wasting your precious time. Can I run any errands for you?
Objection! He's stepping up to you now, Judge.
Lucas, you don't need to say objection before you say something.
Right, okay. Can we sidebar?
Did you all just watch a bunch of courtroom movies before coming in here?
Maybe.
All right, what is it?
Your Honor, there's no denying that Randall's a good student. I'll give him that. But the rest of us are just okay students, and he's making us all really look bad. I used to get B+ on all of my assignments. Ever since Randall's been going the extra mile, I've been getting B-.
Yeah.
Your Honor, may I approach the bench?
You guys, you can just talk. You don't need to say a courtroom word before you talk.
Sustained.
Listen, Your Honor, Randall is a nice guy, but he's bringing down my entire average. If I don't get into Random State University next year, my family is going to disown me, and it's going to be all Randall's fault.
Objection, battering the defendant.
That is not what's happening here.
Your Honor, I hold this court in contempt.
What?
I don't know. I heard on Law and Order once.
Remember, guys, just because you heard it on TV does not mean you get to say it in court. Please proceed without using a word you do not know.
I'll allow it. Your Honor, I have a wrestling scholarship waiting for me, but I also have to keep a C average in order to keep it. Randall suggested that extra credit be applied to the regular curriculum this year. If that happens, I'll go from a C- to a D+. I'll lose my scholarship.
Your Honor, the defendant is innocent until proven guilty. I fail to see how my actions are being demonized by my peers. This is un-American.
Objection.
All right, I've heard enough of you all butchering the rule of law. Randall, you should be very proud of all your hard work this year. But tell me, why do you insist on doing so much?
I'll allow it.
Of course you will. It's my question.
Well, it started off small. A little extra credit here, a little help outside of school there. Then it all started to pile on, and I didn't know how to stop it. I became addicted to the feeling of being the teacher's pet. It feels good to be needed. When I started to notice it was hurting my classmates, I felt bad, but I was in so deep I couldn't stop.
I see.
All the praise and recognition went straight to my head, and I started to block out all the negativity from everyone else.
Objection. I'm starting to feel bad with Ben, and I'm seeing why he did what he did.
Yeah. Good. That's the point of this whole thing. Randall, after hearing from your peers, is there anything you'd like to do differently?
Well, instead of using all my time to help myself, I'll use it to help others, and I'll lift them up as long as with myself.
We'll allow it. Wonderful. Case number 2202, no one likes a teacher's pet, no, really, stop it, you're making us all look bad, is dismissed.
Nice job, everyone. It looks like we came to a decision without the jury. Randall, what are you going to miss most about being a teacher's pet?
Definitely the free donuts in the teacher's lounge.
You got to go to the teacher's lounge? Wow.
Our next case is about to start. Bailiff PK is about to speak, and I, Harry Haddish, with the Hamilton High Herald's live coverage of student court, am about to listen.
Our third case today is case number 2203. Does this photo make my face look green?
Jessica, I see here that you're bringing Amy to court because you claim that she sabotaged your school photo.
Judge, Amy and I have been BFFs since the 6th grade. I thought we were tight, right? But we're not. She decides to destroy any game I got going on by turning my face green in the school photo.
How do you claim she made your face green?
My ex-friend gave me a makeup that turns green in a bright light. So when the photographer's camera flashed, my face turned green. I was sabotaged.
Yikes! Sorry, it was just such a surprise. Jury, don't let my response influence you in any way.
I know, it's so humiliating. This is the photo that's going to be in my grandparents' wallet, my parents' wall, the school yearbook. I can't have this. What will I tell my kids?
You have kids?
No, but I will one day. You understand my pain here, don't you, Judge Josie?
You don't ask questions in my courtroom. I'm not your mother. Do you have a witness?
No, I think the photo speaks for itself.
Amy, your turn to tell your side of this colorful story.
Thank you, Judge. Jessica has been my BFF for a long time. I never intended for her face to turn green. I used the line of makeup created by my sister. I thought it would look great. I'm just as shocked as everybody else that this happened.
I see you have an expert witness here with you today. Please state your name.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Blair St. Clair, and can I just say that you have excellent skin. However, my new hydrate balm that happens to be currently on sale might make it even more excellent.
Miss St. Clair, there's no selling products in my courtroom. Are you the sister to Amy, the defendant?
Yes, I'm also her makeup consultant. In my company, we believe women need friends, sisters, and a good makeup consultant to truly have it all.
And you created the makeup that Amy used on Jessica.
Yes, I created a line of makeup, Glow and Show Cosmetics, patent pending, because I don't really know how to get one, but I'll figure it out.
Miss St. Clair, how old are you?
12 and a half, but many people say I'm wise beyond my years.
Are you old enough to be running a makeup company?
Betsy Ross was 11 when she started her flag company. Beyonce wrote her first song at 2, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg won her first case at 16. So yes, I am old enough to be running Glow and Show Cosmetics.
Okay, I'm not so sure any of your examples are true. Now, did you create the makeup that Amy used on Jessica?
Yes, I sold her my new base that provides extra smoothing agents to hide all your rough edges.
And is green a smoothing agent?
Well, let's just say her face turning green was not expected.
So you are at fault for this disaster.
Disaster? I think she's making a statement. Plus it has an SPF of 95. Sometimes light gives you surprises when you least expect it. Also, I've been told by my dad that under no circumstance should I admit fault in this matter.
So the defense rests.
Yes, Your Honor.
I will turn this over to the jury for a final verdict and sentencing.
So, I think Amy should have to dye her hair green and retake her school photos. What's fair is fair. This is the court of law.
Good point, Mindy, but I hate to think that they're gonna lose their friendship just because of her sister's bad makeup recipe.
Maybe this was all just a mistake, and someone's good intention turned into a green-faced friend.
Got it. Here's what we'll say.
Jury, do you have a verdict?
Your Honor, we find the defendant, Amy, not guilty. However, we do feel that Blair and her company, Glow and Show Cosmetics, should provide Jessica new school photos and a full makeover for her troubles. We also think that Jessica and Amy should make up right away because a BFF is not something you throw away like old mascara. Also, Cinda had a quick question.
Oh yeah, Blair, do you have that photo fun line in pink?
Inappropriate juror number 2. Let's move on to the next case.
Oh, this is the second case I've lost this month. Being a businessman is a lot harder than I thought.
Oh, and can someone arrange a ride for Blair to get back to the junior high?
Thank you, Judge.
Blair, the people want to know. Did you ever see yourself as a 12-and-a-half-year-old mogul getting sued for following your passions?
Harry, me and all the other junior high entrepreneurs know that people are constantly trying to hold us back. Did Ellen DeGeneres back down when her first talk show got canceled at 13? Did Martha Stewart quit when she got sued at 11? No, they fought it and so will I.
In the spirit of keeping journalism honest, we cannot confirm that any of the details are true. This is Harry Haddish with the Hamilton High Herald's live coverage of student court.
Our fourth case today is case number 2204. Pom Pom, long gone. Give me an A.
8.
Give me an A.
A.
Give me a W. Give me a C. Give me an S. What's that spell?
Remember when I said to bring it down to a 6? Let's go for a 4. Also, check your cheer. Hawks is spelled with a K and not a C.
I knew that. My team spirit just got in the way. Sorry, Judge. On with the case.
Becky, you are here because you claim that Neil and his science club members stole one of your pom-poms, and now all of your cheers are lopsided. Not sure if physics are on your side with this one, but I'll allow it.
Yes, that is right, Your Honor. Last week I was practicing alongside the football field when I noticed that one of my pom-poms had been stolen. When I looked around to see who could have done this, the only other people on the field that afternoon were the science club members.
So you think that Neil and the science club did this? Did any of the other cheerleaders see this happen?
No, they didn't. All the cheerleaders left to take a water break and walked away from our pom-poms for 10 minutes. Neil and his friends were the only ones who could have done this. I know this sounds silly, but this is serious. I was on top of the pyramid with 9 cheerleaders beneath me, and when I raised just one pom-pom, I was so off I caused the whole pyramid to crash. Poor Taylor has been left in a body cast ever since.
Sorry.
We also want the science club to pay for Taylor's medical deductible for his hospital stay.
Oh my, all this from a stolen pom-pom?
I know it's a lot. I also received this ransom in the form of a poem. Roses are red, your pom-pom is blue. You will cough up $100 if our theory proves true. You leave the money under Coach Corelli's locker, then look for your pom-pom on the field during soccer.
Becky, how can you prove that Neil and the science club did this just from that note and seeing them on the field that day?
Because we did do it, Judge. We were on the field that day when Becky and her cheerleader friends were jumping up and down and screaming.
It's called cheering?
Okay, so Becky and her friends were cheering? Anyway, we were trying to launch a sub-hydro monocylinder 60-centimeter missile in the air that day out on the field when we realized we did not have enough hydrogen. We were out of money in our budget and could not complete this project. Frustrated, we saw the cheerleaders, who every year get new uniforms and get to stay at the La Quinta Suites for their state championships, while we get a total of $200 annual budget and are lucky to stay in Eugene's grandmother's basement for our competitions. We are fed up with this discrimination.
No offense, Eugene. You know we all love your grandma's bread pudding.
No worries. Looks like that won't be an option anymore anyway.
Neil, you're smarter than this. You know better than to steal from Becky to get fair treatment.
I know. We just wanted to make a statement to raise awareness of what's going on and the unfair treatment of our club. We've been complaining for years, but no one cared.
Now at least we're being heard.
And unfortunately, you are here, and we are listening. I will leave it to a jury of your peers to sentence you. Let's see how well they heard you.
I guess we could just have the science club shipped off to a different school. Seems fair to me.
Okay, let's keep thinking. I've got this.
Jury, have you reached a decision?
We have, Your Honor. Manny has written a response that she thinks Neil will better understand.
With much deliberation, understanding the science club's frustration, it is easy to make this declaration. Since Neil admitted his guilt with much determination, his punishment should be a pom-pom, $100 for Becky, and her pom-pom, $100, yeah. Nothing for Taylor, unfortunately.
Very nice. Thank you, jurors. Let's move on to the next case.
Go sport!
Out.
Eugene, is it true that your grandmother has waterbed bunk beds and the science club burst the top bunk at the last All-State Conference Championship?
Harry, that case is currently under investigation. I've been advised by my lawyers not to comment.
Do you ever think you'll be able to mend your relationship with your grandmother after this?
Having a grandmother take you to court is hard, but it's made me a stronger person and advocate for waterbed safety laws.
Look for my 1-hour sit-down interview with Eugene's grandmother next week. Let's head back to court and the next case.
Our fifth case today is case number 2205, the girlfriend who may or may not exist.
This should be fun. All right. What's going on here?
Your Honor, I have a girlfriend. I swear. She just doesn't go to school and no one here would know her, but I do have a girlfriend.
Where did you meet this so-called girlfriend?
At summer camp, one that no one at the school goes to. Again, Your Honor, you wouldn't know.
Okay. So why are you coming into the court? You really want to prove to me that you have a girlfriend?
It's not you I care about. It's my best friend, Jason. She's been tearing us apart. She doesn't believe me.
Jason, do you have anything to say here?
Your Honor, and fine people of the court, Tyler has been my best friend since elementary school. He's always had the tendency to, stretch the truth.
I've never ever lied about anything.
Come on, you told me your dad was John Cena.
How do we know that he's not? Our noses are so similar, it's scary.
Then he told me that he was taking his other best friend to a 5-star dining experience with a Michelin star chef. So many things to unpack there. First of all, he doesn't have another best friend. And second, the fanciest restaurant in town is P.F. Chang's.
Sorry, Jason, but you wouldn't know fine dining if it hit you in the face.
Okay, so the guy tends to stretch the truth. How does the fake girlfriend?
She's not fake.
Okay, how does the real girlfriend who no one's met fit into all of this?
Last week, it was my parents' 25th wedding anniversary party. It's a big deal, and me and my siblings each got to invite one friend. Tyler said that he couldn't go because his girlfriend, who I'd never met or heard of, was going to be in town. It was the final straw, Your Honor. I put up with this tendency to stretch the truth, but this was just him being a bad friend.
Jason, can you explain to the court why you brought Tyler here today?
I want Tyler to know that even if he doesn't have a girlfriend and his dad isn't John Cena, that I still want to be his friend, because without all that stuff, he's still the best friend that I've ever had.
Oh my God. You're gonna make me cry. And there is no crying in my court.
But I do want Tyler to know that him bailing on my parents' anniversary party really did hurt me.
Listen, John Cena isn't my dad, and my family doesn't own any tigers. We just went to see them after my uncle's wedding in Vegas. But I really do have a girlfriend, and no one here knows her because she goes to a school that's 2 hours away. She's coming down this weekend, the same weekend as Jason's parents' anniversary party.
How convenient. Listen, Tyler, you sound like a nice guy, an average friend, and a bad liar. But this is not up to me. I will leave it to the jury.
Attention students, Principal Barton here. There's a Rebecca Muller at reception looking for a Tyler Cassidy. Students, I don't have time to run this school and play matchmaker. If you're gonna have a guest, please check in with Mrs. Tomlinson in reception.
She came. Tyler, where are you going? The jury was just about to deliberate.
Your Honor, people of the court, and most importantly, Jason, I'm real, and I'm here to say that Tyler is my boyfriend. We met at a camp for kids who tend to stretch the truth. He's probably too embarrassed to tell you that, so he had to stretch the truth just a little more to make up how he met me.
Wait, what's going on?
You were right about me stretching the truth, Jason, but you're wrong about me being a bad friend.
In all my years, I've never seen anything like this. Jason, the court rules that the ball is in your court. It's up to you whether or not you want to be friends with Tyler from here on out.
So what do you say? Friends?
Friend.
Tyler and Jason, nice to see you two are good friends again.
Thanks.
Rebecca, nice to see you too.
Oh, hi, Harry.
Wait, you two know each other?
We did it at band camp last summer.
How many camps did you go to?
I went to 2. After I got back from band camp and my parents discovered I never even played an instrument all these years, they sent me away to Stretching the Truth camp.
But what about Paris?
Well, I was visiting my cousins in Paris, Texas. I'm sorry, Harry, if I hurt you.
Hurt? It's okay, really. I met somebody else anyway. Gotta get back to work. This is Harry Addish with the Hamilton High Herald's live coverage of the student court. Back to you, Bailiff PK.
Our sixth case today is case number 2206. Folks, we made it to our final quarter. Our sixth case today is Kitty Glitter Bam.
Kitty and Killian, welcome to court. Kitty, will you please tell us why you've brought us this case today?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm here today for a public apology from Killian for trying to steal my book report in order to copy it.
And what evidence do you have, Kitty?
Well, Your Honor, I had suspected someone had been stealing my book reports in my English Lit class because I kept losing them in my locker, only to find them in there the next day.
So, how can you prove this?
I put a trap in my locker. I created a sealed envelope titled Anne of Green Gables with a book report on Humpty Dumpty in it, and filled the envelope with sticky glitter. The envelope was sealed so tightly that it would have to be ripped open, causing the glitter to go everywhere. Well, Your Honor, my evidence today is the defendant himself, Killian.
Pretty ingenious, Kitty. Killian, anything to say for yourself?
Your Honor, all I can say is that I did not do it. I know this doesn't look good for me. The truth is that I opened the package for a friend of mine because it was taped and glued so tightly.
Killian, can you turn a little bit to the right? I'm getting a glare. You're right. This does not look good. The case or whatever's going on there. Do you have any witnesses for your case?
All I can say is that I did not do it. I'm not willing to snitch on my friend who's going through a really tough time right now. As the saying goes, snitches get stitches.
Well, I certainly don't want anyone getting stitches, but we need to get to the truth here. Please write this person's name down on a sheet of paper and give it to Bailiff PK. I will be as discreet as possible.
Bailiff PK, please bring this to the office and tell this person to come on down to the court.
Taylor Wilton, please report to the courtroom for trial immediately.
To have you back so soon. The court has determined that you have been named as an accessory to Kitty's stolen book.
Your Honor, what is going on? Taylor would never steal from me. We've been dating since 10th grade. We're soulmates.
Your Honor, I stole Kitty's envelope. Sorry, Kitty. I was in a bind due to all my missing doctor's appointments that I didn't have time to read the book and do the report. I thought I could just borrow Kitty's report to get an idea of what I should write about. I thought I might fail if I didn't find a way to get a quick fix.
Taylor, how could you?
Kitty, let me handle this. Taylor, did you pull Killian into this?
I couldn't open the envelope, so I gave it to Killian. Unfortunately, he has to deal with this glittery look for a few days.
When is this stuff ever going to come off?
Killian, I'm sorry for bringing you into this. And Kitty, sorry for deceiving you.
Jury will now deliberate.
Oh no, he is not getting away with this. Calm down, Mindy. Let's discuss. He betrayed her trust. What do you really think is fair?
We find Taylor guilty of theft and deceit, a crime punishable by death. Mindy, too far. We're talking book reports and glitter here.
Mindy, why don't you sit this one out? Kitty deserves to be treated better, and Taylor needs to make it up to her. I got this one.
Jurors, have you reached a verdict?
We have. We find Taylor guilty of theft and deceit. We sentence him to accompany Kitty on a spa day, to a movie of her choice, and in lieu of his book report, we sentence him to write Kitty a love poem. Taylor, you have betrayed Kitty's trust. We sentence you to earn it back. And Killian, for aiding and abetting Taylor in his crime, we sentence you to go buy a loofah and scrub the glitter off. You have suffered enough.
Thank you, everyone. Court is dismissed. Please proceed to your fourth period classes.
Clear the field, folks. Game over.
How do you feel about today, Judge Josie?
Harry, from missing mascot heads to stolen book reports to green faces, we brought justice back to Hamilton High today. Now, I'm off to my chemistry midterm. Wish me luck.
Thank you, Judge Josie, and thanks to everyone watching as well. Until next time, this is Harry Haddish with the Hamilton High Herald's live coverage of Student Court. See you in the hallways.
This is me.
Go.